Greetings everyone, it's your boy the Antman here, back at you with another review at long last. Man oh man, the early 2000s were definitely an interesting time for superhero movies. Why, the year of 2003 gave us such classics as Daredevil and the Hulk. Little did those movies know that in the following year of 2004, there would be not only a superhero movie, but a superhero sequel that would reign supreme. Ladies and gents, time to review the 2004 sequel, Spider-Man 2. Oh yes, definitely what I consider a damn near perfect sequel. Spider-Man 2 was a monster hit at the box office on opening weekend and made like millions. And considering what we got, that's saying a lot. Why don't we take a look at the story, because you know, that's a good starting point. Peter Parker is having the struggle of his life when it comes to being Spider-Man. What do I mean by this, you ask? Well, I mean, Peter Parker is trying to balance out being Spider-Man while also doing his daily routines in life. Like he keeps missing Mary Jane's plays, his science class with Dr. Connors, and heck, even to his own birthday party. Oh yeah, and he also delivered pizzas for a brief stint.
Whoa! He stole that guy's pizza!
As for his best friend Harry, well, he's in partnership now with Doctor Octopus, played by Alfred Molina. He and his wife Rosie are trying to program a machine that has the quote-unquote power of the sun. And the source of its power is a spherical item called tritium.
It's spherical! Spherical!
So one day at a demonstration, when Dr. Octavius shows off his four mechanical arms and the fusion reaction with the tritium, things take a turn for the worse. Long story short, the reaction goes haywire, so Spider-Man stops it, Dr. Octavius is now hospitalized, and Rosie is dead. Though that night at the hospital, Octavius' mechanical arms come back to life and kills every doctor in sight. He then makes a break for it and finds a new hideout. Now with the guilt of not being able to save his wife and the thought of his dream crumbling down, he now decides to take justice into his own hands. He then goes mad and now goes by Doctor Octopus. But when he and Spider-Man cross paths and fight, well, let's just say that Spider-Man will know the true importance of why he's the hero of the city. Now, I gotta say, after rewatching this movie a while ago, I can most definitely say that this is one of the best, not only Marvel movies, but like one of the best superhero movies in general, period. Everything from the storytelling, to the character building and interactions, to the action itself, and the freaking music score. I mean, even compared to the first one, I feel like Sam Raimi and the other makers truly brought their A game and actually try to up their stance a little. Dr. Octavius' origin story is pretty well thought up and well written, and also the addition of his wife Rosie was a nice touch. Actually, I do consider Dr. Octavius' origin story in this movie alone, as one of the best villain origin stories ever told. And I feel a part of that's because each emotion that each character conveys in this movie, you also feel while watching. I mean, Dr. Octavius lost his wife, and he's devastated, and also his dreams seem to have failed for a while. Whether you're a scientist yourself or not, you can't deny that a lot of us go through this, like every day. You know why? Because it's reality. Heck, even the stuff with Spider-Man. Like when Peter Parker tries to find the right balance in his life, you know, with being Spider-Man and also doing his daily routines, it just doesn't work. And to make it worse, I mean, he kind of gets dumped on throughout the movie.
Isn't that right? Huh? Isn't that right? Huh, brother?
Basically, what my point is that both the protagonist and the antagonist of this movie are going through struggles that people in real life go through. And you know what? That's okay. We're only human. To do what's right, you have to be steady. and give up the thing that you want the most. Heck, even our dreams sometimes. Which is exactly the message that this movie tries to get across. In the scene when that message is first dropped by Aunt May, Peter then finally realizes that despite his hopes and wishes, he still has to be the savior and protector of New York. And by the way, can I just say that this is probably one of the best acted moments in this whole movie? Rosemary Harris, the actress for Aunt May, worded every bit of this message perfectly.
Sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most. Spider-Man did that for Henry, and he wonders where he's gone. He needs him.
Very inspiring, I tell you. And speaking of the acting, I'll sum it up in 2 categories and 2 short words. First word, impactful, for the main cast. And for the extras, goofy. In all the right ways, though. Much like what Doug Walker said, the main actors deliver what they must deliver, and they do it greatly. The extras, however, well, they do what they do greatly too, just in a so cheesy you must laugh way. Like when Spidey saves this group of people from a flying police car. I don't know why that's so enjoyable, but it seems like a very Sam Raimi thing to see. As I've said before about everyone upping their games a little, that definitely goes for the special effects. The many shots we see of Spider-Man swinging around seem a lot more up close and personal even compared to the first one. Even the addition of some slow motion when he's swinging around at night make for a good look. The design of Doc Ock's arms are probably the best they ever looked in any version of the franchise. I also love that the filmmakers knew when to take advantage of Doc Ock's arms and what he does with them. Whether it's tossing money bags at Spider-Man, smoking a good cigar, and drinking some brown on top of that.
Hello, Harry.
Otto, what do you want?
My precious tritium.
Okay, now for the part that I've been waiting to bring up. My top 3 favorite action set pieces of the movie. Number 3 will have to be the bank robbery scene. The pace and the dialogue is so good. And how Spidey gets out of Doc Ock's grip when he catches him, it is freaking awesome. Number 2 is actually the scene that follows, in which Spidey saves Aunt May out of his grip too. And it's on the wall of a building, which makes for a good fight. And the number 1 spot has to go to none other than the train sequence. Oh my lord. Everything from Spidey and Doc Ock fighting on the clock tower, to them actually fighting on top of the train, to Spidey actually stopping the train from crashing with his webs. Seriously, this scene gets my blood pumping every time. The music score is also a highlight in this scene. I mean, just listen to it. The one gripe I have with the movie as a whole, it'll have to be the side plot involving Mary Jane marrying the son of Jameson. Like, it's a bit of frustration to see her mess around with Peter's emotions, and you feel kind of sorry for him. Or like I said before, if you haven't felt sorry enough for him for getting dumped on. Now, granted, back at the end of the first movie, he did tell her clearly that he didn't want to be with her. But even still, like in this movie though, she's giving him constant signals, like she wants to be with him. Though Peter may deserve half the blame since he likes to play dumb some of the time. I do somewhat feel sorry for Jameson's son too. And it's even worse when you see Mary Jane run off with Peter again on the wedding day, and it's like, damn. All that aside though, the ending to this movie actually still feels very genuine. Peter finally knows what he wants in life, He's with the girl of his dreams, and he can also continue his duty as Spider-Man, leading to this oh-so-awesome final swing. That, my friends, was Spider-Man 2. How does it hold up? Better than we realize, and I feel like it should be regarded as a gift to cinema. The story is nicely written, has great messages, good characters, and a music score that's bliss to the ears. I also have a hard time determining whether or not this is a better movie than the Spider-Verse, and honestly, I don't know. I mean, that movie's just as good, but in its own way. Spider-Man 2, though, is in a league of its own, and it deserves it. I definitely recommend this movie to all superhero fanatics and moviegoers. I think you'll love it as much as I do. Trust me. Now, with that said, I give this masterpiece of a movie a 10 out of 10. Next time, we're going to be revisiting our favorite Green Ogre in his journey up to the great kingdom of far, far away, while also meeting his in-laws. Until then, here's your boy the Ant-Man signing off. Deuces, y'all.